Welcome to Zero Hit Points, everybody, for the week of October 7th. I'm Ryan Miller, and he's Matt Amberg.
All right.
It's the downside to doing these so quickly off the cuff. I don't have time to think up a pithy introduction.
And, you know,
to you anymore.
I do like how you pith all over me.
There it is. He's pithy. That does kind of work, actually.
Yeah.
The pithiest man I know. Matt Amber.
I am pretty angry.
Can we make you one of those shirts like the Cyborg?
The Thwith
whatever,
Cyborg?
But it just it has your face. Yeah, and it says pithy.
That would actually be pretty good. In fact, I might do that. I'll just Photoshop a tooth out.
On 0 hit points. The transition doesn't even work really.
It does. It works fine.
Where we talk about video games.
Just like 0 teeth and then 0 hit points. So
okay. So there is a transition.
There we go.
They happen after the fact.
That's fine.
It's all fine.
Yeah, as long as they occur.
By the end of the show. We have 60 minutes within which to execute on segues. That's the only requirement.
I don't know that we can do it, but let's go.
We didn't? I thought we just did.
Oh, well, great. Now I'm leading into another one with segue by saying, all right, let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's go.
There we go.
Sorry, I'm distracted because I got a new piece of equipment here, and the manual, I haven't finished reading the manual, and it's slightly confusing. It's a new Zoom, because I do all my recording on those handy recorder type dealies. Mm-hmm. And this one, the F6, it's a new thing. In fact, it was on back order forever. Just finally got it. Supposedly records at something called 32-bit float.
Sure.
We historically, I mean, all the point heads will know, record it 24-bit. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's floating at all. Linear might even be.
It's, as far as I can tell, we're talking about a toilet bowl.
The looks you're giving me. But the manual's really weird. It's like, because it's 32-bit float, supposedly it's kind of like raw audio. Like it's more manipulatable. And
manipulatable.
I don't have to set a recording level, but it says as long as maximum level is not exceeded.
Oh, well, so be quiet.
So what if I can't? What's the maximum level? Oh, sorry. You're right. I'm going to get this back and it's just going to be completely
level.
All drone.
Hit points.
So if it sounds like that right now, because I'm not going to not release the show if it sounds bad. Come on.
No.
If it sounds like that, that's why. There you go.
That's why there you go.
Technology Corner.
On 0 Hit Points, the video game show.
So yes, this will ideally be about video games from here on out.
Well, we'll see.
It doesn't have to be.
We'll just, you keep painting us into this corner every week, and I don't know if what happens if you don't say that. Does the show not be about video games?
You've been unhappy with this ever since.
What are the ramifications of not mentioning that? This is it's just a thought exercise here. Like,
what if we do a 0 Hit Points? We only talk about movies, and then I release it after whatever comes before. People would be like out of their minds.
I think
confused.
That what you just said is like how you're having problems reading that manual and understanding things. I don't know if you release it before the thing that was after it. There's a lot of time travel. Did you watch Primer again this week?
Here, let me read the manual to you real quick. So if you look, I'm not going to do that. I did not watch Primer this week. Our show this week is going to be on The Mist. Excited for that. Stay tuned.
Ooh.
This is just news to you. We're going to need a 2-hour break in between recording both shows. Is that what I'm hearing right now?
No.
Roughly 2 hours and 11 minutes, maybe?
No, thankfully.
No? Okay.
Right. I did manage to. Why are we talking? Move on. Read the manual. RTFM.
Okay. We played a bunch of Borderlands. I know that for sure.
Okay.
So we can get that out of the way. Do you have anything to add?
No.
Bunch being what? Did we finally get together for one session that was 2-ish hours at the most?
Yeah, but we did find some cool stuff. Like, we did finally find that gun that runs at people when you throw it and you reload it.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Except mine, it didn't. Did yours run?
Oh, yeah. Mine throw it down, and then when an enemy gets to a certain point, it charges at them and then mervs all over them.
Oh, was that the one you got from me?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it had a proximity thing on it. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I found that gun, and it was the first one I found. You found a bunch apparently where when you reload it, you just throw the gun and it's a grenade.
Yes, I did find that.
Fantastic. Honestly, they've done a lot of good work with the guns in this game. I noticed that it set down as a turret, but then I found like another legendary. I found like 2 legendaries, like they were just popping off, and you're like, oh, a green. And I'm like, legendary!
Like, oh, cool, a blue again.
So I replaced that gun immediately, and I was like, here, have my scraps to you.
To which I greedily went and picked up and said, thank you.
Apparently it runs at people, so that's cool. Either way, super fun.
It's fun. I like throwing it on walls, and then dudes come out of the little spawn point.
Sticks to the wall,
and then they jump off the wall onto the guy.
It's great.
A lot of fun.
The game is getting more fun.
It
seems.
It's opening up for sure. It is opening up as the levels, like as we push through the story a bit, which is good because it's making
push through being the operative term.
Well, it's not. I don't mean push through. I mean I'm actually not. More than anything, that story is just not engaging though. Like I'm not engaged with the story at all.
Nope. I don't really know what's going on where.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I feel like
we're following Reese around a bit, which seems to be. We honestly aren't that far into it.
We have to go back to Tanis now and fix the vault key. That's what we're doing.
That's right. We're collecting pieces of the vault key or a vault key.
Yes, and we have them all. We have to go to Tanis and fix.
Oh, do we? Do we get them all?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was Reese.
I know the last one we turned into him because it was like turn this into Tanis, and I turned it into her, and she didn't say thank you or anything. She just said you can leave now, which is her character is Kurt. Yes. That's the joke, but it was also funny that
her name is Kurt Tanis.
Kurt Tanis. That's not a bad name actually. Put that in the script.
Oh,
for the movie.
I will. I'm done.
We don't have one of those. I'm just.
You
actually no, you do. Yes, I'm sorry.
I script everything, man.
Kurt Tanis. This is scripted right now.
That's right. All this whole show is everything you've said. It's you've done a great job with your lines this week.
You know that says something about the quality that hasn't been said before.
Yeah. No, I'm not a great writer. I think the acting here is top notch because we're acting like it's good writing. We're not.
I thought improv was hit and miss.
But no, this is hidden and missed.
Scripting is also hidden and missed.
Yeah, the quality is hidden and missed.
Okay. Well, I beyond that, I don't have much. It continues to be everything we've said it is. So far, I think it still looks really good.
Yeah,
if you thought Borderlands 2 looked good, go back to it. It looks better than that.
Oh, that's good.
Borderlands 2 maybe doesn't look as good as you think. But
I don't know.
No, it was fine. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Like I've been hearing people play Borderlands 3. They're like, yeah, it looks like another Borderlands. I'm like, go back. It looks pretty good, and the guns are weird and amazing, and that's all the good. Let's only talk about the good.
Okay, cool. So we're done with Borderlands then.
No, not for years, I'm sure.
I mean, we're done talking about it right now, and hopefully for many moons.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What else did you have? Anything?
Bought the Goose Game. Untitled Goose Game.
Of course you did. Why not? Why wouldn't you?
Downloaded it, handed it to my daughter immediately, and have basically been the observer for the entire time.
You're the Uatu of your own home.
Yes, along with my wife, who it's amazing the things that the Goose Game brings out in people. It seems. I mean, just hearing people talk about it, it's also funny because you get anything along the lines of, "I'm happy to." This doesn't play perfectly, which it's all true. But I mean, if you wanted an actual Metal Goose Solid, you might be in the wrong spot. In any event, sat there observing. What it brought out in my wife was this monstrous shot calling. I'm trying to think. What was the thing she was like?
Oh, was she like the teacher from Harry Potter, the one that makes like Harry Potter get scars on him?
No, Umbridge would is the character you're going for.
Yes.
Which I take issue with.
I see where you went. Nice.
I don't know what it was. She was yelling something like that, like "Get the ribbon, do the ribbon thing."
Come
And-
on, get to the chopper.
Again, yes, that's what it sounds like. Which there might be. I've heard that this game has a pleasant ending. I don't know if it includes a chopper. Don't tell me.
I can't
But-
share anything other than the fact that Shane Black definitely was involved in the writing.
And in the speaking of choppers, Shane Black is in that chopper when they get to it.
That's right.
And the other thing it brings out of my daughter is that, and she kind of has this issue anyways, which I've heard all young people do to some extent.
They
Again,
do.
my son is I can't garner a lot of information from his activities, his special needs. So when my daughter gets sidetracked, and I'm trying to let her go because I know discovery is a lot of this, and for the most part I can, and I think that's where me and my wife are differing here, because I am letting her discover a lot of what's going on or figure out the puzzle. I'm not just giving her the answer. You know, me, my wife is like, try this on that, try this on that. No, put that in the basket. And I'm like, just let's it's cool because we're all participating, which is kind of what I wanted in letting my daughter play it and us just hanging out. But she gets sidetracked in a way that basically just turns the whole thing into a sandbox. Like, she likes to see, even though it's obvious this is not going to do anything for that,
Sure.
she likes to see what happens when you try it.
Well, why
type
not?
thing.
Yeah.
So letting her go on a little bit of that has
I
been...
do not understand how you have not. Oh, wait, never mind. I think I just figured it out.
Okay.
You should let her play Minecraft, but then she'd get
Oh, she does. No, she's got it.
Oh, all right,
She's a
good.
crafter.
I was very
She's a
con-
miner. She's a miner.
Not miners, miners.
So that I mean, it's whatever. Just tack on some time to
Yeah.
everything I'm talking about here to include that. I love watching the game either way. It makes you happy whether or not you're playing it or watching it. So far, I think my favorite goal is in one of the areas where you have to get a girl to put a ribbon on you.
Yeah.
And you do this she has a ribbon on a duck. You steal the ribbon off you have to distract her somehow, which is entirely the game to some extent. You distract somebody while you do the other stuff. And you take the duck away, and then you put the ribbon somewhere else you'll find it, and then you go to where the duck was, and you press a button to be completely still. And it does a little chink, like animation.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's basically you just get there and it's like freeze. And you freeze and you hope it fools her, and then she puts the bow. I don't know. For whatever reason, that was fantastic.
I think there's so many like that. That was a good one.
Still a great game. I'm loving all the stuff that's coming out about it from the people that do really get it. Because yes, it's not a perfect playing game. They took one look at the animation, at the concept, and they perfected both of those things. And what more could I need?
Again,
Okay.
I feel like it's the closest thing I could ever compare it to in terms of just how that game feels to play is Flower.
There are lots of flowers in the game.
They're all over the place. Sometimes you have to pull them out of the ground.
Mm-hmm. Well, you pull one out of the ground so you can get the guy's hat off in the first level, so he'll put on the sun hat. Spoiler, sorry. You move the other guy's flower down so it accidentally gets trimmed by the lady.
That's right.
It's exactly like Flower.
His prize-winning rose.
He tapes it back on. It's really cool. They've dropped some hints that maybe it's coming to Xbox. I could double dip on that thing quite possibly.
Fair enough.
Goose Game. It has no title.
None.
That's all I got.
That's all you got?
Yeah. Unless you want to talk about Dr. Mario World.
I do not.
There's a new area.
Oh boy, is there?
Untitled Goose Game, by the way, the best-selling game on Switch right now.
Crazy. I know the publisher, the developers were like, "What?"
I don't know why this is a surprise. I know they were like, "Oh, this is." I mean, I'm sure it's surprising that it's a nice surprise, but the buzz that had around places like PAX, 2 years in a row and stuff like that, I feel like they knew.
I mean, I guess I'm curious. Like, do you walk into those things as that developer and go, "Okay, I have to temper this because I realize at PAX, we're getting a lot of people are kind of talking about it." But do you like how much of that do you take with you when you leave? Do you go, "Okay, yeah, we got the buzz." It's
true. Okay.
You know?
And either way, I guess maybe from concept to here, it's kind of like, hey, what about this weird thing?
No,
I guess
people love
sure,
weird things.
They
so.
do. Look at us.
Nobody loves us.
No, we're weird things though.
Oh, that's true. Not Stranger though.
No. Tune into
Netflix.
what show was that?
Netflix.
The last TVVBBBB.
Oh.
Also Netflix. Yeah, if you just want to watch the thing.
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't.
Sure.
I don't know where we're going with this. What's happening?
Did you
right now?
have any? Well, back to games at some point. Did you have any other games you want to?
Oh yeah.
You,
So I picked up Magic: The Gathering Arena this past week.
How's that different from a normal Magic: The Gathering?
It is the current version of Magic: The Gathering online.
Oh, okay.
So it's that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's a free to play with, of course, the same, free to play mechanics that you expect in any game like that.
Buy cards.
Buy
build
cards.
decks.
But they start you off pretty easily. You get some good decks. Like you get a basic deck at the beginning. You kind of get cards pretty regularly. It's not too bad. I'm not a Magic guy. I've never really played it. I don't really understand it all that well. And I'm kind of getting it. I'm kind of understanding it more. And a lot of it actually came from Gwent. I really, really like it. It's actually a lot of fun. And I've played a few games online. I've won one or two. I've lost like 7 or 8. So I'm not good at the game. But it's fun. I do really enjoy it. It looks great. The menu system for it sucks. Real bad. Real awful. Just the whole layout of their client thing is just kind of not my favorite. But
like before you get into an actual game.
Yeah. Like so you download the client from Wizards. Like you have to call a wizard and be like, hey, and he's like, Wizards of the Coast. That's
here
where
it
they
comes
live.
through the air.
Yeah, and he's got like stars on his hat. It's blue, and so you download their client, and it's just the layout of it. It's kind of an ugly client. That's all. It's jumbled.
Okay.
But it's not it's not like impossible to navigate. It's just not
functional.
It's functional. It's just not pretty. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if it just hasn't been updated since, because this must be a decade old at least.
Nope.
Like digital
came out last year.
Oh, what? Oh.
Yeah, there have been other iterations of Magic Online, like there was Magic: The Gathering 2014 or whatever, Duel of the Planeswalkers. This is the new iteration with all the new cards and updates and all that crap. So
is there a new client every time, or are we just talking?
Well,
like
the other games
updates?
are on Steam. This is, I think, the first client from Wizards of the Coast proper.
Huh.
It's good. I like it. You can play it on Mac. Download.
How does it hold up against Gwent?
It's more complicated. It's an incredibly different game. I like it more because it is more complicated and it does take a little more strategy. I am terrible at strategy, so I'm bad at it, but I still enjoy it.
You finally got to it. You've been talking up Magic for. I really want to try Magic. I go try Magic
someday.
You know what I've always wanted to try?
Magic.
So.
And then I kept playing with decks of cards and then finally realized, oh, it's a computer game. The files are in the computer.
Right.
And then I played a bunch of Apex Legends this week.
Apparently.
Yeah. Went a little deep on that. And by deep, I mean I played a bunch of games. Like, I don't know, 10, 12, something like that.
I feel like you played some before last week's show and just didn't talk about it. Maybe just one game or something. That's when you got your second place finish, was last week.
No, we had already done the show.
Really?
Yes.
That's possible. The day we do the show, who knows?
I didn't start playing until like Thursday, maybe.
So wait, last week
maybe
Thursday was when you got that second place
no,
finish?
you're right. The first game I played, I got second, and then I didn't play since. So this I've been playing. I played a whole bunch more this week.
Okay.
This
is important.
None of it is. Nothing
what
ever.
Is the verdict?
That's really good. It's real good. I mean, that's just a solid game. The gunplay is fun. The characters are pretty cool. Their like alt things are neat.
So I know enough to know that season 3 is kicking off, and
it is already kicked off. The kicking has happened. There's like 100 some days left.
But then it came with a new character, Crypto.
Right? Yeah.
Did you dig into Crypto at all?
I have not. So I only own the characters that are like the initial ones. Okay. You have to buy the rest of them, and he's an extra character. So
he comes with a pass. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do they still have the same economy before? I know you could technically play enough to buy characters.
Yeah, you still can do that. It's just like every other battle royale. You just play and play and play and play, and eventually you'll get the coins. You
do play battle royales.
I play that one right now. Yeah, it's fun. I like that it's I do really greatly appreciate that it's a squad based game, like a 3-player. That's way more fun for me.
Do you want to tell the people about your first place finish?
Yeah, how good I am. I did get 2 kills out of that though, so whatever.
They were the 2 that mattered.
It was it. No, they were not. 18-minute long game. I died at 1350 something, and then I decided these guys are doing good, and I was having fun with them, so I'm just gonna keep watching. And then they kept going, and then they kept going, and the numbers kept getting low, and then they won. And I was like, all right, well, I'll take that first victory. I get
first place finish.
I get the experience for it. I get all the stuff for it. Yoink! I'm done for the night.
Did either one of the guys die?
No. Me and one of the other guys. So I died. Like I went down and I died. The other guy went down but didn't die, and our third guy killed the other 2 people that killed us. And he was able to revive the one guy before he turned into an impossible ending.
Burger?
Yes, an impossible burger. They're pretty good.
I haven't tried them yet.
Yeah, they're fine.
I saw that Carl's has one too, a Beyond Burger.
Yeah,
No?
yeah.
Typically would prefer a Carl's Burger over a Burger King burger.
Oh, sure. They're both fine.
All right, Apex Legends. I'm jealous. I want to play it.
Apex is cool, man. I'm having fun with it. I've been playing.
This is on PC too?
I am playing it on PC, yeah.
Okay.
Which is also where I've been playing Magic, obviously.
Crossplay? Does the PCs play with the Xboxes for Apex?
I have no idea. I don't think so.
Okay.
I've been playing with friends on PC, so
I just like to know if I could be playing with you and not playing with you.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I can play, but
no, it's a terrible game. I like it a lot. I'm having fun with it. The people that I'm playing with are good at it and fun to play with. So.
Oh, you got a regular crew?
Yeah.
But the first place was with randos.
They
right?
were with randos because the other people that I would normally play with were in a group at the time, and I was like, okay, well, I'll solo queue for the time being, and then it was just kind of I just kept solo queuing, and that worked out.
Yep. Sounds like you're playing with a great group, actually.
Yeah. When I play,
you got a first place out of it.
No, first and second place in solo
you.
queue. Maybe I shouldn't play with anybody I know. I get carried by the other players, but whatever, man.
Is the solo mode still in?
No,
I know that was a limited time thing.
No, it is. I mean solo queue by.
I got you. I was curious about that too.
No, not that I see, but I've only been playing the main mode, so
I noticed the icon changed on my Xbox.
Yeah.
Game library.
Yeah.
Thing.
Season 3.
I have it.
Get after it.
Maybe I will.
Maybe you could.
Sky's the limit. I will finish Wolfenstein. Actually, that's the reason I don't have a ton to talk about this week, is I'm still just grinding away on the last little bit of Wolfenstein, which isn't as bad as it sounds. It's just that I have so little time to play anyways that takes up any time. It takes up all of the time, it seems like.
It's all the time you need.
So when that's gone, who knows? It's a whole other game. Maybe I'll finish the pinball game I started. So
you're a pinball wizard.
Pinball. I don't know that song well enough to sing it.
That's fine.
Or sing that well enough to know it.
Those are all the games I have.
Cool. Do you want to hear about these things?
Yes.
Just a few headlines I wanted to ask you about, basically.
All right. I want to answer you gruffly and with much disdain.
You a House of the Dead man?
No. I was maybe once. I played it. Okay. Lay off.
I have fond memories of those. Those were one of the first games that I think my wife approached me about or enjoyed. Like we had gone, I think it was a miniature golf place or something somewhere.
Sure.
And it's being remastered and coming out again, it appears. Not by, like the team's not getting back together, and it's not like a new one or in conjunction with any. It just sounds like Sega has allowed them to be remastered by Forever Entertainment. But I had fond memories, and I feel like if it came to PlayStation for cheap, maybe with a cheapo VR attachment thing to it, that could be fun.
Oh yeah, if they did VR for it, that would be the way to go. The only
because I would want it for the Move. Like that's
right.
A more accurate thing here.
Right. The Switch could do it. It'd be fun. I won't get it. Honestly, that's an arcade experience for me. Playing those at home have never been. Playing shooters like that have never been fun at home.
No, that's kind of the thing, and it's not. It's not like we'd play it every night or get invested in the story. Or although it would be interesting to see the end of one of those games ever. I have no idea how they end.
That's what YouTube is for.
I guess. But what if you could be there and see it yourself?
Wow.
See? I blew your mind.
I can't. I got nothing. Whoa.
You have nothing. Did you hear about the new Death Stranding trailer?
Yeah, I did.
Did you watch it?
I did not.
Okay, me neither. What a weird trailer.
The more and this is so weird to say, the more I see of that game, the less interested I am. And so I need to understand a whole hell of a lot more. Like, that's a game that I need to understand more about what that actual story is. And I understand it to a point, that it's rebuilding the colonies or something. And I don't know. I don't even want to try to explain it. I don't know. In terms of the visuals and like the action and everything, yeah, every time, the more I see of it, the less interested I am. Honestly, I think it's weird.
How much of that is because of the whole thing just kind of surrounding it? Because it's just a game, but the fact that it's a Kojima game and obviously it's going to be strange in that way.
Right.
And, this is the Kojima Untethered is supposedly the thing, whereas he kind of had to work within the confines of a Metal Gear or whatever, even though it seemed like he had plenty of freedom to spend millions upon millions of dollars. Apparently this is just, what would he do if he could do anything type thing. And that has built up into this thing that you hear people talk about it, and they talk, every time a new trailer drops, they're like, oh, I don't know. And they have all this opinion about it so far about it, whether it's good or it's bad or
Sure.
the gameplay is just this and that. It's just all of that surrounding it has turned me off more than anything. Even though I've never played a Metal Gear, like, this is honestly the entry point here is more captivating to me than anything.
Well, sure. I mean, it's not connected to anything.
Right. Yeah. So how much of your disinterest has to do with that? Or is it just...
That's certainly part of it. I mean,
Okay.
I fully admit another part of it is that the more I see, the less mystique the game has, right? So, which is, of course, to be expected, but and this is a fault of my own going into, seeing those, being at the Game Awards, when they show that trailer off, we're all like, what the hell was that? And then, as things come along, okay, it's, he's got all these great people that are going to be in the game and interesting. And it's a whole lot of that first trailer where, like, don't move, these things are there. Like, that's what I thought it was going to be more along the lines of. And while it clearly those things are there, it's not what I was hoping, I guess, what I was hoping to see. But maybe, again, it's a trailer, so who the hell knows what's further on in the game and just hasn't been shown yet.
It is strange, speaking of the kind of, I guess, the marketing cycle or whatever for this thing, because Kojima is not typically one that I feel like oversaturates with his games. I can't remember there being so much Metal Gear content before this, I guess most recently with Metal Gear 5, that I was tired of hearing of the game. That was the one that there was a Phantom Pain teaser that he wouldn't even call a Metal Gear game until somebody kind of figured it out. And then
Right.
I want to say there wasn't like trailer after trailer kind of, and I feel like with Death Stranding, it went like that for a long time, but people kept asking and kind of clamoring, and I'm wondering if, because this is typically him more connected with his fans than ever, since he is out on it's Kojima Productions and all this stuff. Curious if that has backfired in a way. Everybody wanting to know so much about it that he's actually giving some this time, even though it's...
I have a feeling he's not. I have a feeling
right.
that a lot of what he's showing is really basic things that are going to be part of the game, but are not necessarily going to be the bulk of. But like I said, this is a situation where the more I see, the less interested I am. But it also just means my interest is not there until I understand further what else does the game have to offer. Because the game might not offer anything interesting or unique. It may be, oh, this is kind of a cool story. It's a Kojima story. But is it doing anything interesting and unique? Metal Gear kind of always has. There's always been something to it. It's the stealth game.
Right.
What is Death Stranding? Is it going to be does this turn into one of like the best horror games or games like that? Is it a sci-fi game? What does this turn into? What is it? What's behind? I want to know what was behind that trailer and whether or not we're going to get things like that. That's what I want to know.
Okay. All right. Hey, I think we've solved it. Death Stranding. Again, new trailer out. It's so weird. Haven't watched it yet. Dorothea unseats Edelgard as most popular Fire Emblem character.
Woo! Finally!
Man. Did you watch this Mortal Kombat 11 trailer for The Terminator? Your favorite
sure
Mortal
did.
Kombat character? Did you really?
Of course I did.
Okay, you're one up on me then. Hold on, wait, no, I'll play it now. You tell me your feelings about how much you don't like it while I watch the trailer.
The voice is bad.
Is it not Arnold?
No.
Oh, what?
Yeah, they mentioned that a long time ago that they like everybody thought, okay, they got the likeness, they couldn't get his voice, and there's at least one line in there that's like, wow, that sounds not great.
The voice is bad. You are correct. I can confirm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Arnold's pretty up for stuff like that. What could have been going on that they didn't?
Timing, money, both.
Boo.
Getting Schwarzenegger to come in to do like a couple of voice lines for a video game. I don't know, man. I have a hard time thinking he would take the time for that at this point.
I guess either way, this is your least favorite Mortal Kombat game. Did you get the deluxe season everything for MK11?
Yeah. Remember, we went through this. I
do.
You
I
were there.
We went through it.
You were with me when I did it.
Oh, you're right. Okay, better question. I don't remember if the version you got came with all the DLC forever.
Yeah, not forever, no, but it's the whole combat pack, which is all of those characters.
So you get the Terminator, or you could.
Yeah, I get everybody up until Spawn, and so I get Spawn, and then they'll do Combat Pack 2, and I don't get any of those characters.
Okay, until you pay for them.
Yeah.
So are you going to even download him to see?
Dude, I haven't downloaded Nightwolf yet. I haven't downloaded. There was somebody else that came out too.
The only reason I wonder is because apparently his skin comes all the way off.
Sure, it does. Yeah, he does become the actual Terminator.
He becomes the frame.
Yeah.
And thumbs up, shotgun blast to the face. Okay. Well, again, I'm getting everything I need from this trailer anyway. So
you are.
whatever.
His fatality is one that's kind of cool, but is a missed opportunity in my mind. And then the other one is just really, really bad. It's like it's not even remotely interesting.
Oh, do they have like all of his? Of course they do. All of his stuff is out there somewhere.
Oh yeah, and I think the trailer shows the one fatality.
Yeah, he's been time sphered out
Yeah.
into the opening of at least 2 different Terminator movies.
Yeah, which
gets blown up by another Terminator.
and again, like here, okay, and there's the missed opportunity. Why would you not have it open? Or why would you not have the character die the way the movies open, where the Terminator foot crushes his head?
Oh,
Like it always steps on the skull and crushes the skull. Like that's what you see almost every time, right? Like
you know what? Yeah, the NetherRealm should have done that. Like they did. They arguably did everything right with Shang Tsung and his
100%
movie history.
100%.
They really borked it for this here Terminator.
I think in terms of that they did, and then the other one. The other fatality is just so stupid. He walks off the screen, gets his motorcycle, and runs into them, and he flips them around, and he seriously shoots them in the air and blows them in half with his shotgun that you've used on their faces multiple times. Like, really?
I never thought I'd say this about what you just explained, but you're right. That sounds boring.
It's boring. It's like
that sounds like a boring motorcycle ride where you shoot somebody in half.
You know what I really honestly hate about it more than almost anything is I hate the walking off screen to get the motorcycle. Like it's just one of those like now you're straining credulity, right, everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll be back.
I'll be right back. I'll be back in a minute. It's something like that. Give me a few.
To get my chopper. I'm going to get my chopper.
Give me a break. I don't.
Did you do like a Mentos thing when you said that?
Yeah.
Give me a
break.
Okay. All right.
And here's the thing. I actually think that like the like his moves and stuff look like fun. He looks like a cool character. I have nothing against that character. I just would rather have them spend more time with other characters. Yes, sure. I live in that world. I don't care.
This is well-worn territory.
It is. I'm an infant and I don't care. I'm allowed to have my druthers, and you can go kiss my druther if you don't like it.
I don't even mean for you. I mean, like, generally speaking, I feel like that's the biggest gripe. Like, okay, these characters are fun, but what if you did like an out of left field Mortal Kombat character that we haven't seen in years?
Right. I will say this. They did show off a couple of skins, and one of them they showed off was Cassie Quinn. So they're taking Cassie Cage when Joker comes out, and they're giving her a Harley skin.
Oh.
And it's Harley. It's a good Harley skin, too.
Okay.
It actually looks really good.
That's good. That's a positive use of their powers.
Yes. The Joker looks like garbage, by the way. Like super awful in terms of, like,
he does.
All of it. The character moveset and the character himself looks like that.
I don't even
terrible.
know. Did they pull a Joker from somewhere?
I don't know where that Joker came. It's awful.
It looks
though.
like the most generic, like, purple suit Joker from anything.
Right.
He's the
GoBot of Jokers. Like his name is Jester, and his name is Humor Man.
Humor. That's cool though. I saw there was like a new Harley Quinn movie or trailer.
It's for I don't know
this
why.
Is neither the time or place.
It's
no, I'm aware,
the Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Or what they could have called it is Harley Quinn and some other people. Because
I'm almost okay with that. Like, I like wordy titles.
I do too.
And I feel like anything that was as long or even close to familiar in any way with the two words Suicide Squad would have been a bad idea.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's again, like, the title's fine. It's just the way that they're promoting it is all Harley all the time. And I'm hoping that it's not just a Harley movie, because the Birds of Prey are cool characters and they've got lots of stuff to work with. And I mean, let's be real.
Feel like it's an uphill battle there.
Okay, let me put it this way. let me put it this way. Harley Quinn, great character, sure, okay, she's fine. Margot Robbie, fine. But we're talking about Margot Robbie and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. And let's just be fair, okay? Mary Elizabeth Winstead is, like, leagues out of the way, like, beyond.
But you wouldn't want her to be Harley Quinn, is this?
No. What I'm saying is I want...
That was me. No, I get you.
I It looks fun though. It's got that same Suicide Squad look, but I'm hoping that it's a better movie.
Whoa! You just said it looks fun though. It's got the Suicide Squad look.
Yeah. Okay. The look of that movie was never the issue, and that's why it's an Academy Award-winning Suicide Squad.
Okay. All right. This argument is over.
Yeah. I just won
for more than one reason.
You got Oscared, son.
Last thing I thought was interesting, and
have I heard about
fascinating and amazing, and I don't know, it's one of those game things that, especially for Naughty Dog, if you don't know where this is going already, the developer that has had a lot of really big changes over the years, even since games like Uncharted 2, where that was the game with the train demo, I believe, where Naughty Dog has been a company that's always done things differently, almost for no reason, it seems like. And in the end, the reason has been incredibly apparent. Like, that train demo was apparently them making it, the level shows up in the game, but they use it as part of the demo, where the train is actually moving, right? Most of the time, developers will just do something where they're moving. It's not a skybox at that point, but they're moving the background. So it looks like you're on a moving train, but you're just playing through a normal thing, right? Apparently, what they did was make a really...
Yeah, they added locomotion to the locomotive.
Thank you. And created this level around that, and apparently it's fantastic and whatever. There was a moment, I think the one I read about the most in Uncharted 4 was some scene where Nathan Drake, I believe, takes off his jacket or his tuxedo or something like that, which is something you typically don't even see in games because people don't want to try it because it looks ridiculous or stupid or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it myself even. I'm the Goodwill Hunting of interesting to stupid information. Lots of book smarts. That's where I draw the line. I say with a movie reference.
I'll be your Ben Affleck.
Every character in The Last of Us has a heartbeat.
That's just stupid.
And I know it's almost just kind of...
That's just dumb.
Yeah, it's kind of grabby, that's a line to get you. Because it's not like there's a circulatory system or something like that.
Well,
that's not what we're... that would be equally insane, sure. But they've given every player a heartbeat, and a heartbeat alone, like a pulse or whatever, so that can be what governs... lots of stuff, but that they're using that as a governing metric for a lot of stuff. Yeah, health, also exhaustion, like if they've been running or whatnot, stuff like that. So
sure,
I love it when games do stuff like this. Again, it's not that they're creating AI or anything like that, but they're using the real world and the under the hood stuff, even that most people are just never going to know or care, and they're using that to influence their systems or target their systems or
that's right.
Stuff like that to me is just what games are here for, right? That's what gets me going. Like that's what wakes me up in the morning. No, it doesn't. I don't know. I just thought it was neat.
It's what keeps me asleep in nap time.
Going to the nap time. Yeah. That's the last one I had also. Did you want to comment on that, or just thank you for letting me go on my thing for a bit?
No, I appreciate that. It was fun to listen to. And go Naughty Dogs.
Go Naughty Dogs. Where do we stand on The Last of Us 2? Actually, it's got a date now, I guess.
Like next year, right?
February 21st, 2020. Yes, it is 2020.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I will be interested in it. I kind of admit I don't know. We talked about this actually before, where I don't know that I want a sequel to that game anyways. I liked how it ended, and this is one of those things that can either really bolster or really not. And if it doesn't, I like, honestly, that's a game where if you give me another 8-12 hour experience and it flubs it, like, that impacts the whole story to me, and that will impact how I feel about the first game.
I'm going to keep a BioShock 2 level of distance from this game.
That is a perfect example. Yes.
And I know the thing you hear most about BioShock 2 is actually it's not that bad. Great. You know what? BioShock 2 could have a fantastic story. By all accounts, it's passable. That doesn't matter.
No.
What matters is where the first one ended. And again, we can just speak straight up about The Last of Us right now. What that said when it did. The fact that Uncharted 4 came out and was such a success, and I heard so many good things about it, gives me hope. Like, I'm never against a sequel flat out.
No, not at all. Not at all. Well,
BioShock 2 might. You may be against the sequel flat out after the sequel comes out. Sure.
Yes.
I mean, BioShock 2 could technically still not exist, and I think I'd be okay. I haven't played it.
Definitely would be okay.
I'm not one that says. I'm not a. What's the Hangover theory here? The original Hangover could have gone down in history as one of the greatest comedies of all time if it weren't for
Hangovers 2 and 3. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how much I subscribe to something like that, because I think things do and can stand on their own. Like
yes,
I don't
definitely
know how I've never seen The Hangover. I don't think. Hopefully,
the first one, absolutely hilarious.
Second, I don't know how watching, like, in the moment, that experience gets diminished really by any number of. It's almost like, I mean, this is probably a worse example, but Halloween, right? The original John Carpenter, that has a lot of sequels. Did you know?
That doesn't sound right.
I don't know if your experience with that one ever gets diminished, because it's such a good film. It's such a well-made and kind of seminal film in a lot of ways.
Yeah, you're barking up a terrible tree on this one.
Okay. Well, maybe the reason that comes to mind is because with the most recent sequel, which I feel like was received really well in a lot of different places by you, especially.
Everybody in the community, for the most part, loved it. I mean, the people that didn't, but
then there's people that are like, oh, it's been done though, and I'm like, anyways, we're really getting in the weeds on this.
No, but I think it's an interesting thing, because it's not a 100% thing at any point, right?
No.
Like,
you're right.
there are always going to be exceptions to the rule, and like Halloween's a fun example. For me, none of them get diminished because I enjoy them all. Like, they're all goofy and weird in their own way. But you take things that don't take themselves seriously. Halloween never really has. Like the first
Sure.
movie does. The most recent movie even has a little bit more like of that levity to it than I mean the first one certainly does. The second one also.
Wasn't that supposed to be an anthology series also originally? Wasn't the idea that each one was different anyways?
That's kind of where he went at one point with it, yes. And like
I heard that
especially with
the sequel got co-opted, and then when he was able to come back, was it 3? And that's when he like 3 is completely different because I've never seen any of these.
yeah, Season of the Witch is a completely different movie. It actually has to do. It's so good. It's so
and that's
much
why
fun.
because he went back and basically did what he had envisioned originally was an anthology
kind
type
of yeah
treatment.
yeah. But like you take something that isn't self-serious and doesn't take itself seriously and yeah, you know, who cares? Nightmare on Elm Street, like, okay, cool, you could stop watching after the first one. They're all the same story at that point. It's just what goofy quips is he gonna say, what weird
You're right.
Right,
That horrible example because The Last of Us takes itself very seriously.
But when it comes to something like The Last of Us, where you have this incredible experience that is totally encapsulated, does not need any further story, and then you're going to add to it, and you're going to add to it in the same self-serious way, which not a bad thing. You've got same people coming back for in acting cases, but you don't have the same writers. I don't think that's
no, that's part of the change over.
So that's a number one. You always have there's always for me something tenuous about, okay, you're making a direct sequel and you didn't write the original. You don't have because it was Druckmann, I think, right?
Yeah, I think Druckmann is still
Neil
at the
Druckmann.
head. I think might actually be. I'm literally googling.
Yeah,
that
find
when
out.
you said
I'm
that.
curious because I don't know who's writing.
Did you mean Neil Duckman? No, I did not. That did not come up.
Maybe his name isn't Neil. I don't remember.
Yeah, creative lead.
Yeah. Okay.
Creative director, lead co-writer. Yeah, he's still there. Last of Us Part 2. Okay.
Okay, so that assails one concern. You know, I still always have that tenuous thing that depending on when sequels come out. You know, Dumb and Dumber, great example. First movie amazing, second movie 2 decades too late. You know, it doesn't quite.
Wait, are you talking about Dumb and Dumberer?
Yes.
Or
No, Dumb and Dumber 2. Dumb and Dumber
2.
is also
T-O-O.
actually really funny.
Are
R0. He goes R0, R2, R0, R2, Chewbacca. Good one, Hair. You go R1, R0, R2, R0, R2, D2, Chewbacca.
Okay.
That's it.
That's better.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Got lost.
Okay.
Dumb and Dumber is a fun movie, though.
Okay, all right.
Anyways,
we completely derailed this one. The Last of Us Part 2 is coming out February 21st, 2020. There's a chance okay, all right.
Here's my actual like comparison here.
Here's the end of this, the end of the discussion, end of the show. This is the statement that's going to tie it all together. Everybody, the pressure is on Matt Amberg.
When The
Please.
Last of Us 2 comes out, I'll probably consider playing it.
That's 0 hit points, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. As always, I mean that, even though I say it at the end of half of the shows. I don't know. If you want to find us, it's podcast at 0hitpoints.com. It's Twitter, it's Facebook. And actually, you know what? On the website, ye olde website, there is a Ask Us Anything page. Did you know that was used within this last week?
I don't remember actually getting an email for that.
Yeah, so a person we all know, a friend of the show from last week, as you all have heard, Aiden.
Oh, there it is.
Aiden's back, my own nephew. Aiden, I hope you enjoyed our answer to last week's question. The answer to, and I think it's actually a pretty good question, so I'm bringing it into the show this week. He asked, "What up with the shirts?" in so many words. I don't have the exact quote here. The shirts have recently been taken off the site because I recently took every last remaining shirt to PAX with me and gave them out there. So, unfortunately, at this moment, we have no 0 hit points shirts. We might have some wristbands. I know I have actually a couple stickers left.
I have some wristbands somewhere.
Maybe I'll get your address from your dad. This is how we run the show. And send you some stuff. Who knows? But at the moment, Aiden brings up a good point. No merch available at the site. Maybe we'll work on that. In the past, we've done shirts every year, and I think the last 2 years we've kind of been slacking on that. But
For a couple of reasons.
yep.
But
so let's do some new ones for a couple reasons.
we can
We'll
think.
see.
We'll talk about
We'll
it.
check it out.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Hey.
But that's it. That is all for this show. Come back again, like we said, later for The Mist, specifically the black and white version, I'm hoping. Did you find that?
I did.
Or do you have it already?
I have it.
Okay, so you found it. Let's see what the problem
No,
is.
it was in my closet.
I found it also.
Oh,
so
nice.
we're going to talk about that, the black and white version of The Mist. You've still got time to check it out, even though we're going to record that just right here in a couple minutes.
Bye!
Goodbye.